How's it going, YouTube? Jamie the Kid 00 here, coming to you guys with Tournament Diary 41 with Mermails. I ended up attending my locals as per usual, and I've dropped the Fire Fists and things like that for the good old faithful Mermail deck because, in my opinion, it is my favourite deck at the moment. It's probably, in my opinion, the best deck at the moment. Maybe, I mean, Wind-Ups are currently, but Wind-Ups are about to be slammed by the ban list. So I feel this is going to be the best deck going into the next format. Hence why I invested in my last Megalo. So I've just been focusing on playing this deck a bit more. So I took it to locals. I ended up going 4-1, finishing in 5th out of 32 people because my tiebreakers weren't that amazing. I lost. My only loss was to the 2nd place finisher, but apparently that made my tiebreakers still quite bad. So I ended up coming in 5th, going 4-1, losing in the Mermail mirror match to what was basically open Undyne, drop Megalo, drop Moulin twice. Yeah, so that was sad times, and I opened Megalo, 1 water, and spells. So yay! But otherwise, my matchups were fairly simple. I had a really ugly game round 1. Round 1 I played against Herald Agents, which was a matchup that I'd never actually tested. And my opponent opened Herald of Perfection, turn 1, with the turn 1 or 2 with the Djinn underneath it. With the Djinn, so that I can't special summon, and he can negate any of my effects. So I spent the majority of that game trying to push through it, and he just won out because of that Djinn. Game 2, I Megalo Diva'd him, Megalo Diva OTK'd him turn 2. And then game 3, it went into what must have been a 30-turn grind game. It went ages into time because I'd reborn his Christia, and he had a Herald. And I was just trying to get around that Herald, and every time I had a Megalo that I tribute summoned, and I kept on trying to summon heavy infantries and pop them with Megalo's effect to try and pop his Herald, and he had answers to them, but eventually I managed to win out by attacking over an Earth that he summoned and calling his bluff, because he bluffed an Honest. Didn't have the Honest, so I attacked over his Earth, and I won in time, so it happens. Round 2, I ended up going against Traditional Agents, well, Chaos Agents, and he just opened absolute bunk both games. He opened double trag, no monsters. So I ended up winning that game out. Round 3, I ended up playing against... All of a sudden, the deck escapes me. Dark Worlds. I played against Dark Worlds. I believe game 1, he opened really nutty against me, drag downs and shit, and I lost that game. And then game 2 and 3, I pulled it back. Game 4, I played against Mermails and got 2-0'd. And then round 5, I played against a Gigia player. And in game 1, he just summoned Thunder King and kind of stunned me for a turn. The next turn, he summoned Watchdog because I didn't manage to kill the Thunder King because he lanced me. And at which point, when he showed me the lance, I thought he was playing GBs. He summons Karakuri Watchdog and synchros for Crimson Blader, which really shits on this deck. So he Crimson Bladed me, which I did not see coming, and I ended up losing that game. And then game 2, I didn't know it was siding. I didn't make the Gigia read, which I should have after seeing the Watchdog. Didn't know it was siding, so I sided generically. And then game 2, he attempted his OTK, and I gauzed with his Gigia OTK, and then game 3 I was able to side appropriately and win from there on in because Marksman is a beast. Either way, this is the list I played. I figured I'd start actually talking about my matchups first because the matchups are really what matter. The list is really standard. I decided to cut every techie card I've been playing and just play really standard stuff. Lots of all the reliable stuff. So we're going to start off with 1 Moulin. I never dropped this, actually. I never dropped this all day because this was really inconsistent all day for some reason. So I need to really work on my Moulin plays, put more focus into this. I never used it. One Abyss Lead. I drew this once, and when I drew it, I actually summoned it by its own effect. Otherwise, I was sphering it all day long. Really good card. But you got to sphere it quick. And then I ended up playing 3 Mermail Abyss Megalo. In my opinion, you have to play triple Megalo at the moment. Card is just too good. If you're going to play this deck, you've got to play 3. And you've got to play enough waters to support it. Originally, my problem with playing 3 was because I didn't play the waters to support it. But I found that if you just max out on Atlanteans and play 3 of this, you OTK so often by blowing up your opponent's stuff with the 3 heavy infantries you play, and then Divoing for the OTK. I play 3 Divas, and you just play play for that OTK. You play for those big pushes with the Megalo, and playing the 3rd Megalo makes all those pushes so much more live. you're never really seeking it, and I mean, so it increases the chances of drawing it, so you don't have to search it off of your Undines, so you can save the Undines for other plays, like setting up your Divas or setting up your Moulin. Then continuing with the Atlantean part of the deck, we played triple Abyss Lind. I need to bump these to ulti now that I know that the deck's not getting hit. I still really like the triple Abyss Lind. I still draw one quite a lot, but even when I draw one, I know that two of my spheres are still alive, so I can just either set it or just ditch it for a Megalo to get my sphere and get plays going. And then I played the double pike. I still kind of see the need for a 3, but at the same time, there was no time today when I needed the third. I just kind of learned to play these a bit more smartly, so you don't need the third pike or the Turge. So that was the Mermail aspect. Pretty standard there. I'm really not liking Teus at the moment. I know a lot of people really like Teus, and I see the merit in it, but at the moment, like, I hate the fact that it searches a Mermail, because I never want to search my Mermails, because it limits my sphere targets, and it just doesn't do anything on board, except for contribute to rank 7 plays. So, moving on to the Atlantean engine, I played 3 Dragoons for your searching, 3 Marksman, because Marksman is essential for your OTKs and does really cool plays with Megalo, and then 3 Heavy Infantry, because Heavy Infantry deals with so many problem cards. Because Megalo has a problem getting over big stuff. So what do? We play more of this. These can be salvaged back, these are just your cannonballs for your Megalo plays. You summon that Megalo and know that your opponent's monster is gonna go away. They cannot stop this, because they can't chain to it. I had to point out to an opponent who had a Stardust out in round 5 today, the fact that when this was sent, it and the card, I sent this and a Dragoons. This formed Chainlink 1, Dragoons Chainlink 2, and then Megalo Chainlink 3 automatically. The Stardust could not respond to the activation of this. So I was then able to destroy the Stardust without it coming back, and then swing with the Megalo for what was eventually a game setup. So you've got to remember that, folks. Then I played triple Deep Sea Diva. I should have been playing 2, but I bumped it up to 3, playing it as a 43rd card in the deck, and I really do not regret the decision. This is probably my favourite build of the deck that I've played thus far. It was just so consistent, so good to have 3. And again, just playing the 3rd meant that you didn't have to worry about throwing it away for Megalos. I got the Librarian Armory Arm plays off before today over a Grapha for a game win. And it was just so good, so good. Then I played triple Genix Undine. Just the fact that you've got to play triple Undine, and I'm so glad it's not getting hit this list, because I got my supers. I didn't want to get rid of my supers. And then I played double Genix Controller to make them live, and of course the Gauze, which I dropped kind of quite a few times today. So the Gauze was worth playing, definitely. I believe that's 28 monsters in the main, and then there's 15 spell traps. The deck is all monsters. The deck plays for the monsters. So we're going to play the trinity of the spells of Reborn, Dark Hole, and Storm. The best 3. Play 1 Allure, which I still need to rarity bump because this is a horrible Star Deck Dark World common. 1 Allure, sorry, 1 Avarice, because Avarice is the shit in this deck. It's so good. And then we play triple Salvage. Again, playing into the fact that we're playing so much stuff that Salvage makes live. There were so many times when I'd have Salvage Megalo, and I could just be all like, yeah, I can set up any Megalo play I want to make. Or I can send the 2 I have already to summon the Megalo, and then salvage back a Marksman and a Heavy Infantry, so that I have them to use with the Sphere, so that I can make mad Pike plays. So, the possibilities this thing unlocks are endless. Salvage is so good. I'm so glad I played 3, because it puts in so much work. I mean, you're free to side 1 out when you start siding parts of your engine out against certain matchups where, like, Marksmans might not be as good or Heavy Infantries might not be as good. But that luxury game 1 of having so much stuff is just too good to pass up. So that's 8 spells, and then I play 7 traps. I play triple Mermail Abyss Sphere, because Abyss Sphere is insane. The plays you can get off with Abyss Sphere are so many. It can set up so many good plays, and this can aid your OTK pushes so much. Just having this set means that your OTK has an extra Megalo or an Abyss lead to deal that extra 24 or 27 if you've had to attack over your opponent's monster. I won so many games using my OTKs because of this card. It was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So, triple Abyss Sphere, so good. Don't play any less than this, because it's the power card of the deck. Then I played double Torrential Tribute, because Torrential is really good. You can afford to kill your monsters, because you will have backup plays with your spheres and things like that. I mean, even there were times when I didn't have a monster, but I had a Sphere Torrential set, where I could just go activate Sphere, get Lyn, Torrential all the board, the Lyn dies, I then get my Megalo, and then I just go like Summon Diva, OTK. So plays like that were ridiculous. And then double Mirror Force, again, it is all about the OTK. It's all about freeing up your opponent's board, completely clearing it, so you can just ditch 2 off of Megalo and summon the Diva. And you have game. That is the focus I was trying to go for with this deck, and it really did pay off, because that OTK is phenomenal, and so fast, and clears your opponent's back row and monsters. So, incredibly consistent. So that is the main deck. That is 43 cards. I wouldn't change a thing. For the extra deck is pretty much the same as it's always been. I think there's one change I'd make. I played 1 Armorion, 1 Librarian, 1 Tastor. I made this a lot. Jaloran, I made this once. Gungnir, this won me a game. Scrap Dragon, I never made this. Mistworm, I never made this, but it's always there. It's always a really good option, and you will make it occasionally. And I'd rather have it than not have it. Gachi, never made it. Zenmains, I've never actually made this. I made it once, I think, a month ago, and I've never needed it since. So I might consider cutting the Zenmains for maybe a Direwolf, because you can make the Direwolf to deal with problem cards by just using 2 dead level 4s. So we'll see. Might cut this. 1 Leviathan Dragon, never made it sadly. 1 Trite. I made the Bahamut Shark play, but I attacked with the Bahamut Shark, and in that battle phase I then won the game, so I never actually summoned the Trite. But I had the Shark Trite play. I played the Shark, of course, the Bahamut High in German. The Abyss Dweller, I never made Abyss Dweller. I never had a chance to against the Mermail opponent. Sandface. And then 1 Big Eye, because Big Eye is amazing, and I made this a couple of times. It won me a game. Stole a Beredo off of the Karakuri player to win the game. And then played 1 Abyss Gaius, because Abyss Gaius is insane. And this won me a game against the Agent player, because he dropped Trag. And then next turn summoned Venus, and I just responded to the activation of Venus's payment with this, and that won that game. And it minimised the Trag, because he then tried to Exceed, and I had to remind him that the Trag was also negated, so... Good plays, good plays. Then for the side deck, I really need to change this up. There are so many things that need changing from the side, but we'll talk about that in a sec. I played Double Veiler. I love this. This was still really good. Double Maxi, this again was really good, but I didn't play against any windups, but if I had played against windups, I would have put it in. I put it in against the Gear player to help me find my Gauze if I needed it, but I never drew it. I drew the Veilers, they were good. Double Gemma Imps, I need to put my secrets in here, but otherwise, I might cut these for Shadow Mirrors. I feel like Shadow Mirror is probably a lot better, because a lot of the Dark World players are wising up against Mermail players and siding out their engine, so they can't be imped. So they're kind of wising up. So I guess I might cut the imps for Shadow Mirrors. Triple MST, because I haven't made any. I might end up putting a Dust Tornado or 2 in the side over a couple of other things later on in next format, because I feel that macro is going to be very heavy next format. So that will be a change that definitely needs to be made. Double Gozen. I never sided these in, but this card is devastating in this deck, so definitely have to play Gozens. Double Royal Decree. I would definitely cut Decrees for Dust Tornadoes if I had to. I might cut 1 Decree for 1 Dust Tornado and 1 of the next card, because I feel that 3 of the next card is going to be fundamental next set, format. And then the final 2 cards I side, of course, are Imperial Iron Wall. Imperial Iron Wall is an awesome card. It's probably my favourite kind of side deck card to play in this deck, because it simply reads, cards cannot be removed from play. So it means that all your opponent's macro plays, or any bottomless deep prisons or anything like that, can all go to hell while this is face up. So I feel that the third one would be incredibly valid, because I feel macro is going to be very popular next format. This completely shuts down Macro Rabbit, because Rabbit can't banish itself under this, because it can't be removed from play. So I definitely think I'm going to need a 3rd Imperial Iron Wall, so if anyone has one they would like to trade me, please feel free to PM me. But I definitely need 1 more of these, because this card is so good. But otherwise, yeah, this has been my tournament diary for my Mermail Atlantean deck. I'm definitely really enjoying this deck. It's definitely really good. I would definitely recommend to you guys to pick it up, because it's going to be a good 6 months. While this deck does die to side decking, it's still incredibly powerful, and if you have the right ways to deal with that Macrocosmos, or all those other cards that shut you down, like Soul Drain or things to that nature, definitely play this deck, because it is a lot of fun. It does a lot of good things. It's probably going to be my deck of the format. I'm probably going to be playing this and Fire Fist, and some Trollsy wind-up variants because I feel like being Trollsy. But otherwise, that's about everything I have to say about this deck. This is Jamie the Kid 00. I'll see you guys next time with some probably Vanguard content because I've got a sneak preview tomorrow. Otherwise, see you guys later. Bye.